Hey, this guy plays pashash, me, bruh.
Hey, what you doing, man? We can use this 10 cents.
Hey, keep out of my dirty brew. Anyway, what can you get with 10 cents these days, huh?
We can get a delicious, freshly made golden brown Licken loaf from Chicken Licken, huh?
For only 10 cents? So what are we waiting for? Let's go!
You can get a delicious Licken loaf for an unbelievable 10 cents when you buy a Happy 3 for just 12 Rand 90.
It's good, 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 it's good, it's nice.
Holy moly.
Oh, ndodana, usubuyile.
Pendula ndodana. Umumu wako kuluma nawe.
Makuna matata?
Oh, awuzame lokho.
Nginomshini omncane wemfene eskidindini sami soccer pants.
Sold out. Get 6 chicken pieces and 3 regular like a big chips for only $39.95. Gumnandu kubasikaya.
In 1994, we moved from our house in Oranje Street number 13 to our new home under Oranje Street number 13. Whenever I asked Pa why we moved down here, he would just tell me,
Moenie laat wees nie, gaan speel buite.
and then Ma would tell me to come back inside. But life in our new home was very fine for a while. Pa would always say, life is like a bologna. No matter how you slice it,
Dit bly bologna.
we lived there for 16 years, 9 months, and 5 days. We were down to our last tin of Vienna's when Pa went up to go find food for the family. It's been 3 days now, and I must go look for Pa.
Chef maaks nou dan.
Chicken Licken is a South African fast food fried chicken restaurant chain. The company had a 5% share of South Africa's fast food market in 2010, tying with McDonald's. According to a case study published by the Henny Penny Corporation in 2011. Chicken Licken is the largest non-American-owned fried chicken franchise in the world. Chicken Licken was founded in South Africa by George Sumbonos, the son of a Greek immigrant restaurant owner. George learned the restaurant trade in the 1970s at his father's restaurant Dairy Den in Ridgeway, a suburb in the southern inner-city region of Johannesburg. In 1972, George went to America and tasted 12 hamburgers and 20 pieces of chicken every day until one day in Texas. He tasted the best chicken ever. He invited the owner of the chicken outlet out for dinner that evening and asked him for the recipe. It took a lot of convincing. But eventually George bought the chicken recipe from the owner of the fast food outlet for $1,000 and introduced it to his father's restaurant. Sales increased and the turnover shot up from 25,000 rands a month to 200,000 rands a month over a 4-year period. The winning recipe was given to spice giant Robertson Spices and they have been mixing it in vast quantities for Chicken Licken ever since. It was around this same time 1972 that KFC opened its first store in South Africa. In 1975 he started serving black customers in their cars when apartheid segregation laws restricted their access to restaurants. In 1976 he introduced the drive-through restaurant concept to the Dairy Den after seeing it at Wendy's restaurants in the United States. In 1980, during his father's absence in Greece, George negotiated and signed the lease in his own name. His father didn't speak to him for 3 months, but he had earned his respect. The two reconciled 3 months before he died that same year. In January 1981, George formed a company called Golden Fried Chicken, which was to be the new name until a waiter came up with a better one, Chicken Licken, which cost only 300 rands to register. It is a logo that is worth millions today. George tells a funny story. When the business grew to 5 shops in 1982, KFC took them to court because their name was too close to its slogan, Finger Lickin' Good. The trademark lawyers told George if he wanted to fight to keep the name it would cost 10,000 rands. He borrowed the money from his mother, finished his shift and drove to Pretoria with the 10,000 rands in a Chicken Licken packet. The receptionist was there alone, the bosses had gone for the day. Uneasy about entrusting her with the money, he told her he had 10 pieces of chicken for them. And he left. The next morning, he phoned to inquire if they got the money. They started running around, literally like headless chickens, he chuckles. The poor girl had believed him and put the money into the fridge. He won the case and the judge said it was a long time since he read the Chicken Licken nursery book. From then on, the chicken crossed the road. In a desperate effort to develop further, George gave away the first 2 franchises, which were in Southwestern Township and Alexandra. In 1985, he started to sell franchises at 3,000 rands, but helped every franchisee to get going by giving them 15,000 rands worth of equipment and stock and didn't charge royalties for the first 4 months. As a result, he didn't make much money, but was expanding nicely and by then had 21 stores. Initially, new Chicken Licken outlets were only opened in South African townships. Since the apartheid era ended in 1994, the black middle class has moved out of the townships and the company has changed its focus to expanding in higher income areas and upmarket shopping malls. As of 2013, there are 247 Chicken Licken outlets in South Africa and 12 outlets in Botswana. As of 2012, only 12 of the Chicken Licken outlets in South Africa are owned by the company, including the company's 6 most successful restaurants. Attempts to establish a presence in other African countries have been unsuccessful. Outlets in Zimbabwe, Nigeria and Mauritius were closed due to problems with franchisees and the supply of chickens, electricity and foreign exchange for ingredients. Outlets in Lesotho and Swaziland in southern Africa were also closed down due to unpleasant business experiences. The restaurants and packaging have been upgraded and the menu is updated annually, but the company logo has remained unchanged since 1981. Chicken Licken's products cater to the tastes of the local population. The company's most popular product is its hot wings, introduced in 1992. Golden Fried Chicken, trading as Chicken Licken, owns the trademark for the word soul in South Africa with respect to restaurants, snack bars, cafes, fast food outlets, canteens and roadhouses, services connected with the sale and distribution of foodstuffs and refreshments catering. Chicken Licken had legal action against Durban frozen food startup We Are Food, owned by sisters Jane and Amy Ware. The sisters had included in their meal options a clean eating range which included several vegan soul bowls. Chicken Licken argued that a soul bowl was not a recognized dish and that the sisters were in contravention of Chicken Licken's trademark. After seeking legal advice, We Are Food opted to rebrand their soul bowls to vegan bowls rather than tie themselves up in a legal battle with the fast food giant. Other cases against South African small businesses included legal action taken against Solsa in 2009, Native Soul, East Coast Soul Kitchen, Soul House, Soul Kitchen and others. Chicken Licken obtains its chickens from Rainbow Chicken Limited, a JSE-listed company which is South Africa's largest producer of chickens. It has imported chickens from Brazil in the past when Brazilian exporters began undercutting Rainbow and other South African chicken farmers and flooding the market with surplus chicken. It obtains its spices from Robertson Spices, a Unilever brand of herbs and spices. Chicken Licken uses fryers supplied by Henny Penny, an American manufacturer of cooking equipment used by major fast food companies such as KFC and McDonald's. The brand is known for its humorous television commercials. Early Chicken Licken commercials were conceptualized by and starred actor and creative director Joe Mafurla, who authored the company's jingle during the making of a Chicken Licken commercial in 1986.
This good, good, good is fine.